Hello, these are notes for section 9.8, our last section of our chapter. If you're in my iPad class, this is actually our section 8.8. So we're going to put together all of the factoring that we've been doing the past few weeks. The very first thing we learned to do was to factor out a GCF. For example, if I gave you the problem 3x squared minus 6x, you could factor out a 3 and an x, and then using distributive property, you could tell me that if we divide out 3x, we would still have x minus 2 left over, and you could check your answer by distributing. The second type of factoring we learned was factoring trinomials. For example, we did x squared minus 8x plus 15, and we said that was actually equal to the factors x minus 3 and x minus 5. And then we just looked at special cases the last time. And one of those special cases in particular, the difference of two squares, comes up often. For example, x squared minus 9 can be factored as x minus 3, x plus 3. And so what we're going to do with this lesson is we're going to put together a few of those types of factoring. So if you look at number 1, the very first thing that we learned was to find a GCF, and that's what we'll do with this problem. I see that we can bring out a 2 and a y, and we're going to say what's left over, y squared minus 6y plus 9. And now what I'd like for you to do is to look at that trinomial, because we can factor that further. And I'd like for you to go ahead and do that. We'll place our two parentheses, y times y, minus 3 and minus 3. You can certainly leave that as your answer. That is factored completely. If you would like to write 2y times y minus 3 squared, that would be fine too. Let's take a look at number 2. So again, we're going to look for our GCF, and I see that we can pull out a 3 and an x, and let's say what's left over, and let's see, what do we have? X minus 4, and let's look at those parentheses. Can we factor that further? Is it a difference of two squares? Is it a trinomial? And no, it's not. And so we will leave our answer as that. I would like for you to try 3 and 4 in the checkpoint, and we'll go over those tomorrow.